David R. Guttery is an investment advisory representative of Emeritus Investment Corporation and president of Keystone Financial Group in Trussville, Alabama. Please stay tuned through the end of the video for additional important disclosure information.
Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Dawkins and I'm joined by David Guttery today, president of Keystone Financial Group here in Trussville, for a discussion about financial matters to keep in mind as we close out 2019. Wow, David, this year has passed very quickly. It seems to go by so fast, and here we are once again thinking about the holidays approaching and time with family. But you're here today with some important reminders about the end-of-year financial considerations of which we should be mindful. Isn't that right?
Yes. And let me preface my comments by saying that this is sourced from the 2019 tax code and by suggesting that everyone should consult with a tax professional for individual advice before following the ideas that we'll discuss today. As we close the year, there are many items about which people should be mindful. But if you're over 70 and a half, it is critical to ensure that you've taken the required amount from your qualified accounts by the end of the year. When someone with an IRA or qualified plan balance turns 70 and a half, they are required to begin taking at least a minimal amount from that account. And we call this the required minimum distribution. If someone is in the RMD phase and does not take at least the full required distribution, then a 50% penalty will apply to the difference between the amount that should have been withdrawn and the amount that was actually withdrawn. I routinely help clients with this calculation, and this is a good time of the year to just review what has been taken through November to make sure that you can make up for any shortfall in December.
Well, that's a large penalty to pay for something that could easily be overlooked. But what about for those who maybe aren't in the RMD phase of retirement? Are there end-of-the-year suggestions of which everyone should be mindful?
For those who maintain non-qualified brokerage accounts, this time of year presents a good opportunity to evaluate the degree by which you may have losses within invested positions that could be harvested to offset the tax due on any gains that may have been realized during the year. Investors may claim short-term losses against short-term gains and long-term losses against long-term gains. Any excess loss may be carried forward to another tax year. Investors without capital gains can deduct up to $3,000 of capital loss in a tax year. It is always a good idea to think ahead over the next 6 weeks and anticipate the degree by which you might benefit from harvesting losses and matching those with realized gains.
Well, that's great information, David. What about investors who make contributions into qualified plans or individual retirement accounts? Any end-of-the-year advice for those folks?
Yes. The IRA contribution limits for 2019 were $6,000 for those under 50 years of age and $7,000 for those over 50 years of age. Husbands and wives can both contribute to such accounts and possibly deduct the entire contribution. Deductibility depends on whether or not a phase-out schedule might apply. Also, contributions must be made from earned income. You have until the 15th of April 2020 to make deductible contributions into an IRA for 2019. For those making contributions to a 401k, the contribution limit in 2019 was $19,000. For those over 50 years of age, a $6,000 catch-up contribution provision applies, and thus the maximum limit would be $25,000. For those who haven't maximized their limits before the end of December, you still have a few pay periods left in the year to adjust withholding and maximize deferrals.
Well, that's sound advice, David, but what about charitable contributions? Should people be mindful of those opportunities as well as they're planning and evaluating end-of-the-year tax planning?
Without a doubt. Many people make contributions throughout the year to various and sundry charitable organizations. And beyond that, we also make lump sum contributions around the holidays. If you're looking for a way to not only be of benefit to others, but also to yourself, consider your end-of-the-year ability to make a special lump sum extra gift or go ahead and pre-fund a pledge that you might have made to a foundation or organization.
Well, David, as always, thanks so much for this great information, especially at the end of the year. And if you want to get in touch with David, he may be reached through the means listed upon the following screen. For the Trustful Tribune, I'm Brandon Dawkins.
David R. Guttery independently offers securities and investment advisory services through Ameritas Investment Corporation, member FINRA and SIPC. AIC and Keystone Financial Group are not affiliated. Additional products and services may be available through David R. Guttery or Keystone Financial Group that are not offered through AIC. Some of the products and concepts discussed have their own cost and are subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. These costs and risk will be thoroughly discussed with you prior to any recommendation or solicitation. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Information provided is gathered from sources believed to be reliable. However, we cannot guarantee their accuracy.